So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It is Ganzi versus Revival.
TSL Revival.
And wow, that's amazing. You have an ASL monitor and i5 power computer.
I do. That's actually very amazing.
You know, my friend built me my computer. And I'm actually, my next monitor, because my first monitor just went out, the same monitor that I've used since the Brood War days, it's a 17-inch 4x3.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's
awesome. I've been using that same monitor since 2001. It's awesome.
That's actually mind-boggling.
Yeah, I guess. It's not that mind-boggling.
It's a little bit mind-boggling though. So, Andre, what do we got here?
You do have a ZVT. What is this map? I know I've seen this before.
You know, they actually
CSL plays on this.
They actually made the wrong map. It's I believe this is ESV Sandshore and Mist.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, I remember seeing this in CSL.
Yeah, it was for a brief.
I was coaching
time.
Princeton, and I was like, "Hey, this is what we should do on this map."
And you know what Ganzi should do on this map?
Win?
He should proxy a barracks by Revival's natural.
Well, okay.
Because we're going to be seeing a hatch first. No pool. So Revival is going to have to pull several drones to stop the Marines and /or bunker.
Yes.
And there's a flying shark.
Where?
Is that in the middle of the map?
No. It's in the top left. Go look for it.
No, it's not. It's in the map, Andre.
No, it's top left, dude.
You're lying.
Check it out.
Okay, so Ganzi's barracks is nearly done. Revival has sniffed it out, though. He gets in the main base of Ganzi. He sees that there's no barracks in there, so he knows I'm getting proxied. And actually, his pool is just starting right now. Kind of late. But drones are pretty good units.
Good job. Now, Revival, he should try to kill that SEV ASAP.
I really like the fact that Ganzi is trying to hide his SCV. Oh, wow. Look at this clever Marine hiding in the trees.
Drone!
So, yeah, Revival lost one drone and almost lost two drones.
This Marine is screwed with a capital crude.
And he didn't even cancel that bunker, actually.
Crap.
And he's going to lose.
Amazing position for that Marine.
Yeah, and this Marine has 2 kills. The spawning pool is still not done. The SCV is still alive as well. And Ganzi now has 2. Oh, wow. Nice around there by Revival. But this Hero Marine now has 3 drone kills. And he's just going to hang out. But that being said, Revival is making his first 6 Zerglings, so he should be okay.
It's debatable. This is a distance bunker right here, so he can make another bunker if he's able to finish it in time. That is actually in range of the hatchery, so he has a lot of time. But no spine crawler actually is created, so it is a little bit of trouble. Here we can see the Zerglings are going to move in here, but the bunker
the Marines get in the bunker.
+2 Marines.
Yep, and the second bunker is being built.
And there you go. That's in range, Ganzi. Yeah, and now what he should do is actually unload, attack, and then force the units back. And if ever those Zerglings come close, he just goes, ha ha ha, I'm in my bunker. Visit.
And lots of Zerglings now from TSL Revival, but there's no SCVs to repair this bunker. And I like the fact that Revival pulled off an SCV to take out the SCV building the second bunker. Now the second bunker is not going to get completed.
Salvage.
And yeah, Ganzi's not salvaging the bunker.
Oh, so sick.
That was actually quite clever, but
that did redonk amount of damage, dude. Like that was really nice. Income tab 22R versus 211, a massive advantage.
Yep.
And what he should do is actually, I would even say, take the barracks and shove it over to your opponent's natural and see what they're main really and see what they're capable of. See where they're at.
Yep.
See the amount of drones.
Yeah, Revival actually doesn't even have a queen yet, and that's pretty big because obviously, as you I'm sure know, queens are really what make Zerg macro very powerful. So the fact that his Revival's queen was delayed, it's he's not going to have his queen out until almost 7 minutes into the game, and that's like 2 minutes really later than it should have been out, which has slowed his production down quite a bit. And wow.
Yes, command center.
2 command centers.
This is correct, though.
Yeah, I love this play from Ganzi.
He's going for tech. So it enables him to get a ton of minerals. Normally, the reason why we don't see this in other games is because you're oftentimes not having this great of an SCV count relative to your tech. Normally, this tech is out by then, so he does stockpile on a ton of minerals. That's why I think this command center is correct. I wouldn't even be surprised. I've done it in my own games where I get 4 command centers. But that's just because I'm a jerk, and I like to abuse the amount of mules that I can get.
Yeah, I mean, and in this position, you know, why not? He knows he's so far ahead of his opponent, and because Revival's queens were so late, you know, he's not going to really be able to get like a counter all in, because his injects are going to be a lot more delayed. So Ganzi is feeling safe to make a 3rd command center so early, because usually, you know, I know Morrow likes to go this early 3rd command center very often as well, and it's, you know, Ganzi's just doing it even earlier than one would normally because he had such a big lead in the early stages of the game.
Yep, and he is going for Reactor Helling with Cloak Banshee, or at least Banshee, but I would assume it's Cloak Banshee because you just keep stressing the tech of your opponent. You can see that he's been droning up quite a bit, so something like Cloak Banshee would probably do relatively well. You can see a Planetary Fortress is actually being made
that's
in
kind
this
of interesting.
top left-hand corner. That's actually awesome, man. It basically says, come at me. The only thing that you can actually do is go either mutas or roaches. And if you go roaches, you have to go across the whole map. What does that do? It empowers the Banshee. If you go mutas, it's going to be delayed quite a bit. So I can be SCVing that up, getting a ton of harvesters on there by that time, get some turrets, and I'm good to go. But look at this, Roach Warren going down.
Yeah, no, I actually really like this strategy by Ganzi. It's sort of, it's like a different variation of the standard early 3rd that we see from a lot of players. I mean, this is like a 9-minute planetary.
Dude, it's dark, man. It's dark. I want to say that. It is dark. Dark.
I don't even know that. What does that mean?
It's just like evil, sinister.
Oh, okay. I got you. Did you notice that in the corners of the map, the top left and bottom right, there are smiley faces?
Really? Did you notice in the top left, bottom right, there are actually sharks that are moving around the map?
No, there aren't.
Yeah, there are.
Nope.
How do you know?
Because I'm looking, man.
Loser. Oh, man.
Ooh.
You fall for anything.
I do, man. I fall.
Oop. Oh, it's beautiful.
It is.
But anyway, Cleo Reconstitution is being researched. So it looks like the Cloak Banshee is not alive.
Wait, did he?
There's no Cloak Banshee.
Yeah, he had a Banshee. He has a Banshee.
Yep.
Where is it?
It's with the Helgent.
Oh, yep, there it is. And it has a grand total of 1 kill. Probably a creep tumor.
Maybe.
It would be neat to see a medevac elevator stuff into the main. I love Revival's Overlord spread. He has basically vision of all the areas in which Ganzi could be dropping or harassing from. So he's set up a nice arc around both his main and his natural expansion. So there's very little that Ganzi can do to catch Revival off guard.
Well, here we go. A little
except for running roaches around and catching these Hellions off guard.
But the Zerkins will go down at least. Nope, they're not going to go down because he doesn't want to micro that. No. Where's that Banshee? The Banshee needs to get in there. The 3rd is spotted out by Ganzi, so he should know how to deal with that effectively. You can see additional roaches pushing out into the middle of the map.
Actually, if he sends that Banshee over to kill that 3rd, he's going to be forced to cancel it, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
But he's actually sending the Banshee to kill roaches.
That's fine, too. I don't mind that as much because, you know, normally roaches don't have their speed, although, you know, to his dismay, there is that roach speed already researched, so the Banshee can actually catch up to the roaches, but I think a lot more damage can be done with those Banshees onto the roaches than going onto the hatchery. So here we go. A push has started, and he does have 2 medevacs, so he can always get out of here if he needs to. Stim is actually initiated. Additional roaches are going to swing in here, and this is going to be too much. Ganzi needs to get the hell out of here. He picks up, and he's good to go. G to G.
He is. He actually could probably take that queen out with the Banshee if he so chose. But that being said, Revival does have 20 roaches. He is looking to go for the 3rd. I don't think he's going to be able to take it out, though, and I think it would be kind of a blunder if he really goes for it.
Yep, but he is going to go for it. Now, Zerglings are going to get in here. That's going to help out quite a bit, so maybe he can take it down.
Oh, wow.
The SCVs are being targeted by those Zerglings. Very nice job, and look at that. The Planetary Fortress looks to be going down. I think it'll be a lot different. He got the +2 building armor.
It's your favorite upgrade, Andre.
Dude, it is the best upgrade in the world.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, Ganzi, like, he's slipping, man. He loses his big advantage. Normally, there are a lot more units out in the field. You can see the production is pretty limited. It's because he went so upgrade heavy. He's already at 1-1, not at 2-2 just yet, but it has been initiated. But I would love, instead of him going for massive upgrades, go for that mass units. You can see that the barracks are pretty late at this point. Yeah. Go for the mass units, because that's where you have to kind of defend everything, right? You have to be able to defend a large area to retain your advantage. So go for that mass units. Go for that. Don't worry about the upgrades, because your opponent doesn't have fast upgrades for himself. If he is going fast upgrades and he's trying to get an advantage on you that way, well, you know that he's taking such a severe loss. It's either going to be equal to, or if he is faster, then you're going to get a ton of damage and you're going to stop any thirds from actually coming up here.
Right, but the important thing is that Revival has very little army and he's 20 drones behind. So I think losing that third in exchange for all 20 of Revival's roaches was actually a great trade by Ganzi, because Revival didn't have a third of his own and his economy is so far behind, so it's basically sitting on 2 base versus 2 base. But Revival, with 20 less drones, his 2 base isn't going to be as strong as Ganzi's. And now it's going to be, you know, Ganzi has rebuilt that command center, and now it's going to be once again 3 base versus 2 base. And if we look at the army count, Revival is behind. If we look at the units, it's just Zerglings and a couple Infestors versus a nice army composition by Ganzi.
Yes, and Revival, what he's going to try to do right now is just take his expansion. I don't think he should be aggressive, especially with the army composition that he has. It is just Infestors and Zerglings, so why doesn't he go ahead, take double expansions, force his opponent to kind of, you know, do those pushes that aren't so efficient against Infestors. You know, force that type of aggression on your opponent, and then maybe go cat style. Burrow some Infestors, start pooping out all over the place, and cause havoc on your opponent.
But if you look at Revival, Revival's still at 0-0 on his Zerglings. His 1-1 is actually just finishing up right now. He's so far behind on upgrades, and I think...
Oh, man. I do want to mention that Ganzi accidentally canceled his +2 armor. So it was like, yo, I know I'm a little bit ahead. Let me go ahead and fix that right now. Unfortunate.
Know, the mantra is, when you are ahead, make sure you even it out by trying to get less ahead.
Ooh, God. Nice siege tank hits.
I love the Thor by Ganzi as well. That would eat up a lot of the damage from the non-existent Banelings.
Yeah, but Zerglings are actually a good counter to that. But look at this. Zerglings are actually going in front. I do not know what you were doing, Revival.
Yeah.
No say.
He just lost about 20 Zerglings there for nothing, really.
And great scans are actually making sure that his opponent isn't capable of doing anything of the shenanigan sorts with those.
Yep.
With those Infestors.
I love Ganzi's positioning here, because this area is very narrow, so Revival's almost forced, if he engages this, he's going to be forced really to attack in a very narrow choke, which again is going to be great for Ganzi's siege tanks. But if I were Revival, I would try to go for a counterattack, because I can't deal with this army head on. I mean, Ganzi is basically maxed at this point. It will be sure death if Revival tries to engage us, but it looks like he's going to... Okay, he's backing off. He really should go for a counter.
Time and time again, he is continuously encountering his opponent with without those Infestors to support. I mean, they're lagging behind extremely. And he has to realize that if I do that, then my Zerglings are a lot weaker, because obviously the Marines can micro, they can go ahead and split up. There's a lot of different problems that are incorporated with that. So you can see both these players are just going to keep just dodging each other, but all the Zerglings get cleaned up. There's no actual way for Revival to deal with this. It is 200 against 117. The army supplies are just vastly different.
Yep.
And there goes that Thor.
Oh, still alive. Nope, there it goes. Okay. So Also, we see Ganzi is transitioning to Ghost. He's making 3 additional command centers, so he's just going to basically make a lot of orbitals and just drop tons of mules. Pretty nice fungal growths there are going to weaken / take out a majority of Ganzi's Marines, but I think it might be a little too late for revival. It's, you know, Ganzi is up by about 80 supply right now. Not the position you want to be in a Zerg. It's basically 2 base versus 3 base, a maxed Terran versus a half maxed. And
Ultras. They don't have Chitness plating though. Nope. They don't have Chitness plating, so they are at only 2 or 3 armor.
But they're really strong.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah, but, so 2 weak Ultras basically killed like 30 Marines. And are just going to town on these tanks.
Yeah.
But again, wow, this one Banshee
is like
killed like
such a
3
hero.
Infestors and a Queen right now.
Such a hero, man.
He actually has 16 kills. He is Captain Banshee.
Not to be confused with the planet.
Ooh. That was a great TV show, by the way.
Okay.
Are you serious? You didn't like Captain Planet?
I watched it, but if I went back at it now and looked at what I was watching, I would shoot myself.
Yeah, but when I was 5 years old, it was a pretty great TV.
Oh, please. You're not watching that at 5 years old. You were watching that at like 13.
13? No. 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 I was less than 10. Okay, so Revival's
dead.
No, he's not. Okay, wait, he just lost his 3rd.
Okay, he's down to 3 mineral patches. So if he can do something with this 470 minerals, he will be in a good spot.
He does have 5 Ultralisks.
Whoa. No, he's...
5 Ultralisks are pretty good, dude.
Oh, they are 4 too. But his opponent has 3 attack. He also has a 200
actually, Revival is going for a counter. This is kind of his like last ditch ever with all these Ultras, but we do see lots of Marines, tanks, and a Thor, and pew, snipe, 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 and Revival. GG! Ganzi's up 1-0, and Slayer's Ganzi is now 1 win away from qualifying for the NASL.
Ganzi played a superior game to his opponent. Well, sort of. I mean, the bunker did a ton of damage, and then from there he just...
Yeah, he just built on his advantage throughout the game, and I love that early third, and I love making it into a PF. I think, you know, a lot of people don't do that, and I think it worked out really well.
Well, in that position, yeah. Of course, that's like the obvious thing. But I do have to say, if I would change one thing, go barracks heavy. Don't worry about your upgrades because you know you'll be fine. If they want to aggress up on you, well, they're not going to have upgrades to themselves. So it's just army versus army. You're in defensive position. You have a planetary fortress. And you know it's coming. So go from there, but still, Ganzi played a great game. And
he did.
Good God, that is annoying. We're going to go into a short break. I'll fix that. And, and we're going to have more sweet lovin' from the StarCraft.
Sweet. All right, be right back.